per Ian Rappaport, the Jets are benching Zach Wilson. Tim Boyle is now the starter. Good luck, J-Mac. All right, let's bring in the former Jet, Keyshawn Johnson. Undisputed.
Oh, I heard a lot of wrongs there. Jeez.
Well,
What's happening?
That's okay.
Oh.
I can admit it. I want to start with this. I do want to start with Russell Wilson because when you're high profile, you're high profile, and you struggle. You didn't even have to deal with like Twitter. It's a lot. And I think Russell, I watched him last night. Keyshawn, I don't see he is just all focused in. And I thought to myself, this guy, I know he's rich. I know he's got a beautiful family. But when you're in the center of something and you're high profile, it is hard. It's hard to tune it out. I think he does look like he's mostly back. Is that fair?
I would say he is getting comfortable, more comfortable. Sean actually likes Russell. He doesn't dislike Russell. You hear everybody talking about how Sean doesn't like this about him. That's not true. I know Sean very well. Sean likes him, talked to him multiple times about him. He's learning this style of offense that Sean wants to run. He's learning it. It's not as easy as most people want it to be.
Right.
But he looked fine. He's fine. He's fine. They've got a long ways to go, but he's not going anywhere anytime soon. Can't go anywhere.
Right.
So it's like you're not going to have a $45 million quarterback sitting on the sidelines. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
You know, you follow the breadcrumbs, you follow the money trail. And I think over time, Russell will get the rapport with Courtland Sutton, Judy. You get this rapport.
You can see the Courtland Sutton thing's kind of working.
Yeah,
Keyshawn?
yeah, it's coming along because he's starting to trust that he has the ability to help him out. And I'm sure Sean's just telling him, just throw it. Give him an opportunity and a chance. It doesn't have to be 40 yards of separation.
Yeah, by the way, Courtland, that was a jump ball.
Yeah.
I like Courtland Sutton, and I thought last night there was that play had a little Seahawk rust to it. It was a little bit of, I'm going to take a big shot down the field. Sometimes
the last throw last week was also a Seattle deal. Give him an opportunity. That's all that really matters.
So we didn't talk about the Cowboys today because I said 2 weeks ago they're going to hammer Carolina. They're going to hammer the Giants. They're going to beat Washington.
Yeah.
And here come the Cowboy fans. And I'm like, I want to see him against Philly. I want to see him down the stretch.
Yeah.
What do I make of yesterday's win?
It was a win against the Carolina Panthers. There's nothing to make of it. The Carolina Panthers are not a good football team. They got one win.
Yeah.
One win. You know, if you grade it on a scale of a 1 to a 10, it's a 6. Yay, they won. The defense and Michael Parsons got some sacks against little old Bryce Young. They're covering Adam Thielen, for crying out loud. Adam Thielen's your age right now playing in the National Football League. I mean, come on, no, Colin. You can't – I'm with you. I need to see you against – I thought maybe Washington, but I need to see you against Seattle.
Yep.
I need to see you against Philadelphia.
Yeah.
I need to see you go to Buffalo. I need to see you go to Miami, and I need to see you play against Detroit.
Yeah.
And that's fair. That's fair to those of us who want to see that because you haven't beaten a team with a 500-plus record.
Those are playoff-level teams.
Yes.
We never question Dallas can beat bad teams at home or away. We question they can situationally make plays to beat good teams because those games are close.
Yeah, if I'm going to run through every bad team every single year, but when I get to the good teams, I can't seem to get over the hump, that suggests to me that you're just another team with a logo.
So I don't predict blowouts very much because it's not college football, but I thought the Dolphins would blow out the Raiders, and I got to be honest.
How? Why? What made you think that?
At home, Mike McDaniel. So what do we do with Antonio Pierce, the coach?
On Undisputed, before we left on Friday, we predicted the score.
Yeah.
And I obviously took the Raiders. I took the Raiders to win it. I took the Raiders to beat Miami. Because what you got to understand, in those 2 games prior to this Miami game, you could see a shift in how they were playing. You could see a shift of the comfort level that the Raiders players and coaches now had. So going to Miami, they were going to take that energy on the road with them. Had they had a quarterback, guy played okay, threw interceptions to the other team at the wrong times. if they had a quarterback, they win the game. They win the game.
Yeah.
And as far as Antonio Pierce goes, why are we even still talking about if he should be hired or not? That's done. That should be done. Right now, Mark Davis, if he didn't do it on the plane home last night, he should be meeting with the president and general manager of the team, sitting down and talking to them about announcing Antonio Bryan as the permanent head coach, Antonio Pierce as the permanent head coach for the Raiders. There's nothing to talk about. Why would you go hire anybody else? First of all, who are you going to hire? You go hire somebody else. You now are having a team make another transition from another coach in personality. You went from a stale personality and Josh McDaniels and none of the players liked. They couldn't stand him. He's gone. You bring in AP. It's totally different world. Now you say, AP didn't win enough games. Well, he shouldn't be judged on winning the games. He should be judged on the way the team responds to him. Because if you sit up and you worry about the W's and the L's, that's not going to help. You made the same mistake with Bisaccia. Now you're going to make the same mistake again where the players are telling you. I'm looking at you, Colin, and I'm telling you, this is our guy. We want to play for him. But you want to say, I like this coordinator over here, or I like this guy over here in college. And you make that same mistake again, you'll be doing this 3 weeks or 3 years from now again, saying, another coach. They should just hire him and get it over. Just hire him. What's the problem?
One of the, the NFL.
What are we waiting on?
College football gives the NFL, on average, last 20 years, one franchise quarterback a year, big-time guy. And one of the things I always liked about Andrew Luck is that I went to a USC-Stanford game. He threw late in the game a terrible pick six.
Well, he's a pick machine, though.
Next drive, machine.
Yeah.
Remember Trevor Lawrence against the Chargers playoff game? Terrible first half. Short memory. Won the game. CJ had some real turbulence yesterday, and I'm like, didn't affect him, doesn't care.
No.
That's a real quality. I think that game yesterday, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's what a lot of quarterbacks can't do. You see the shoulder slump, Keyshawn, couple picks.
Uh-huh.
Are you ready to say C.J. Stroud, hit, home run?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No doubt for you.
No, I'm not worried about it. I was never worried about him. That was all the naysayers that don't watch college football, don't really study it. They look at clips or they listen to somebody say, well, he's not this, he missed this, he should have done that, he didn't show up to the Manning camp, he blew him off, I dare you do the Mannings that way. Like, what? Well, I'm looking at a guy who playing big-time college football, leading his team down the field in charging games. I'm looking at the Georgia game. I'm looking at real stuff.
Yeah.
And
Georgia game, yeah.
And he's with a coach in DeMeco Ryans who gets it, and they're a young football team. So one of the things that I've always done with quarterbacks when they throw interceptions is I discount them. I don't give them a full slate. You, on the other hand, you may say, well, the guy threw 10 interceptions. I'm like, nah, he probably only really threw 4. The other 6 was everybody else's fault.
Bad route,
tip ball, halftime throwing for it to see what's good, or 4th down, we don't have a chance, let me just see if I can get a flag. People don't look at it that way. They just look at the number and go, well, he threw X amount of INTs. You can't do that. You got to really look at how did this all unfold? What happened in the process of them getting those interceptions? And so when I look at CJ, like you said, it's like, oh, man, I'm going to get my team in position. We're going to go down and score. We're going to win the game.
So you can't fool the players. And so whereas the Jets are moving off Zach Wilson, everybody in New York knows it. In Kenny Pickett, you got Tomlin supporting him. Najee Harris is like, I'm over it. The receivers are like, I'm over it. And I've said this. Pittsburgh tends to be loyal to a fault. I'm for loyalty. You're for loyalty. Got to be careful. Listen, you watch Kenny Pickett. You can keep blaming the play caller. It was bad. It's getting worse. Like Jordan Love, I see elements of growth.
Jordan Love, but see,
I don't see it with Pickett
Jordan Love could be a good quarterback. He hasn't gotten the reps.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett has gotten reps. There's a difference
and
there.
It's getting worse.
And he's not – I understand when Malik Willis came out and Desmond Ridder and all those quarterbacks in that class, there was really nothing there. They had more information on Kenny Pickett because he was next door. They shared the same locker room.
And he started for years.
So they looked at him. They seen him every day. Somebody, you know. And with that being said, Colin, when you are in the same building with somebody, you tend to fall in love. I see you every day.
You like him.
You like him, nice guy. Or look the way he goes and he works hard. You get more information than people on the outside. So you automatically go, if he's there, we're going to take him. If he's there, we're going to take him. So they kind of force themselves instead of saying, you know, because now
had he played at Stanford or Cal,
he wouldn't have not exactly. So now you're stuck with him. If he's at Stanford or Cal or ASU or something, you're like, oh, he's good. What, is he there for us in the third? Good. Let's take a look at it.
Right.
That's what they got.
Yeah, they did. So I'm not a big fire the coach guy mid-season.
I am.
Do you have to fire Brandon Staley?
Oh my God! Yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, I'm just tired of him. I'm tired of him. I'm like, okay, so a lot of this, too, is a little personal for me because of Anthony Lynn.
Yeah.
You didn't give Anthony Lynn a real opportunity and a chance to succeed. You didn't. You didn't build the team for him the way you built the team for Brandon Staley.
Yeah. You spent money.
Excuse me?
I mean, they spent money for Brandon. This defense is expensive.
Yes. So when you look at that, I look at it and I go, well, you done did this, and this. You went out this. Yeah, you drafted another receiver for him. And another, you know, it's like, and he can't get you to the playoffs. He can't win a playoff game. His defense, which he's supposed to be the strength of. I've never, you probably have in your mind, I can't think of a defensive coordinator that's a head coach whose defense is bad.
Well, it's worse than the offense, and all the money's on the defense.
I don't understand that for the life of me. Like when you talk about Belichick for the years of the defense was always solid. Even though they had Tom Brady, defense was good.
Hey, defensive
you talk about Rex Ryan, the defense was good.
If you look at defensive coaches that were fired, Vic Fangio, Denver, the defense was good. By the way, Brian Flores, Miami, the defense was good.
Good.
You got to get your side of the. I say this about Lincoln Riley. The offense is okay.
Offense is fine.
It's the other side that stinks.
The other side.
You can't fail at your side.
And Brandon Staley has failed at his side miserably. Like you can blame injuries, in and out of lineups. You can blame overspending on J.C. Jackson, whatever you want to. But at the end of the day, it's your job to take care of your side of the ball. And what? Right? What? Nothing. And I think I would fire him. That's just me. But, you know.
Well, I don't think you're in the minority. I think, you know, listen, it's not even a Chargers town. If you turn on sports talk radio today in L.A., it's all Brandon Staley.
Yeah, he probably will.
It's bad press, but it's press. The Chargers
and he probably will get dismissed at some point. Maybe not now, but I don't see a way that you bring him back.
Or you can't bring him back.
There's just no way.
There's no way. No way.
Absolutely no way.
No, it's probably Kellen Moore. They don't like to spend big money on coaches. So I think
Kellen Moore to do what?
He'll be the head coach at the end of the year. I think they'll name him coach.
Interim.
I think he'll be a 50-50.
I wouldn't dare.
Why not get rid of Staley now, give Kellen about 6 games to coach, see if he can do it? That's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, but there may be better people than Kellen Moore.
All right.
There may be better. I don't understand. Kellen Moore the offense is not like lighting it up.
Fair.
So they're not lighting it up. There's some opportunity to hire some guys that's out there, or could be out there too.
All right. Finally, could I make the argument that going with Tim Boyle, who's really a borderline NFL player, at quarterback for the Jets, what they're saying is, listen, we know we need a left tackle.
Yeah.
We just want a better pick. There's 3 good ones. We want one of them, and we're not going to be competitive the rest of the way. I could argue there's 2 great left tackles, one at Penn State, one at Notre Dame. They're just saying today, we want to be in the top 10 and get one of them. Because the quarterback's going to take 2 or 3 picks. Harrison's going to be gone. There's a couple defenders. The bottom line is the second left tackle is available probably at 9, 10, or 11. It's not at 16.
I don't know that they're thinking that far ahead, to be honest with you, because a lot could change between January and April on players.
Right.
A lot could change. So I don't know that they're thinking that far ahead.
So why start a guy that's probably not even an NFL player? I mean, this guy was not a dominant college player. I mean, to me, it feels like.
But here's what I would say to you, Colin, and don't you sit up here and try to lie to me either.
I love doing that.
You thought Brock Purdy wasn't an NFL player either, as Mr. Irrelevant.
Well,
just like everybody else.
Once he got here.
No, but wait. Just like I did and everybody else.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Irrelevant, he's just a guy, whatever. And then all of a sudden. So I don't know that he's not capable of maybe being better than Zach Wilson. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not there in the room, so I don't know. Typically, when they keep a guy, it's something about that guy that they like. You know, Austin Reeves in NBA, if you saw him at Oklahoma, you'd be like, that dude just going to play pickup for the rest of his life. Then he gets a little G League-y. He gets some two-way going. Then all of a sudden LeBron likes him. Yeah. And now the rest is history.
Right.
Right? So I don't know. But when you get to the third quarterback, chances are.
Not great.
It's not great.
Right.
So it's probably not great. You know, if I had to, you start playing with the third guy, it's like, okay, they're not giving up on the season, but they're tired of watching that.
Right.
You know,
they're done defending that.
They're done defending that.
Yeah. It's exhausting, by the way. It's Saleh's at a press conference 3 times a week, getting nailed, having to talk one subject.
Yeah, I think it was last week. It may have been last week or the week before he goes. They asked him a question about why is Zach Wilson still starting. He's like, I don't know.
I plead the fifth.
Or plead the fifth or something. Yeah, it was like, I was like, well, okay, that's very encouraging.
Yeah.
So, did they miss on Zach Wilson? I don't know that they missed yet. I don't know that. Maybe a change of scenery changes some things, because a lot of times with these quarterbacks, Colin, the NFL, they give up on them like that.
Yeah, but Zach's had a lot of starts.
No, but that's okay. And so did Geno Smith. But then all of a sudden, Geno goes to the Giants. He's never going to play because of Eli. Then he goes to the Chargers. Phillip Rivers never going to play. Then he goes to the right situation in Seattle, and Pete goes, I think I can survive with him, and I don't have to give Russell $300 million, and I think we could be in the same position that we're always in. Or Joshua Dobbs. Well, they bounce around. Cleveland doesn't need him. We like DTR instead. We like this guy. Minnesota goes, we'll take him. Now, all of a sudden, they look different. So I don't know if his NFL career is over. It may just be over with the Jets.
That it is.
Yeah, that. But if I'm him, I want it to be over.
Right.
I don't want to be in New York dealing with this every single day of my life.
Yeah.
It didn't work out.
Go back up Kyler Murray. Kyler missed a game or two. Same sort of style, run around style.
If it fits, if it works. I mean, you Kyler Murray or one of these other quarterbacks that team may need a quarterback. The Raiders may need a quarterback in the future. So it just depends. He certainly will have opportunities, because there's a reason he was the number 2 pick in the draft. There was a reason for that.
Oh yeah, his YouTube tape is something.
No. But a guy doesn't get picked as a number 2 pick because he can't play. They see something in him that makes them say, because the Jets weren't the only one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They're the ones who had the 2, but there was a whole lot of teams behind them that if they had the 2 spot, they would have taken him too. They certainly would have tried to figure out what it is. You don't think the New England Patriots, if he was sitting at wherever Mac Jones went, 10 or whatever, at that time, they would have been like, I like Zach Wilson. We could take that. Of course.
Right.
I mean, that's just, so hopefully he could resume his career somewhere else, but I think his time in New York is over.
By the way, I'm not sure where Mac went. Was it 12, 15?
It was somewhere in the teens or something like that.
15. It was
15. But see, Colin, if you look at that, if he was in that draft at that spot at 15, you look at that, you go, well, his tape was pretty good at BYU,
Oh, no, his highlight reel is something. It's something.
He has some moments. He's had some moments in the NFL. I don't know. Maybe his family has too much money,
Life's been easy. NFL quarterback's not easy.
Maybe it is.
Keyshawn Johnson, good stuff. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.